Greetings all, Fennec here, back with another video, a little bit of a special one today because today we have the last ever true Blackberry. Now, yes, there's stuff like this, but that's made by TCL. I'm talking about the last Blackberry that was made by Blackberry themselves. And it was a final stand, more or less, because at last, they switched to Android finally, only for it to sadly fail. Let's talk about it. Now, if you ever wanted to buy a Blackberry Priv in 2024, there is one massive thing to keep in mind, and that's going to be app support. This phone is currently stuck on running Android 6 Marshmallow, and as time goes on, it's only going to get worse when it comes to app support. As of right now, surprisingly, there's still a lot of stuff that works on this old version of Android, like YouTube, Pinterest, hell, even Twitter, aka X, works perfectly fine. But there's also going to be gaps in there, like Android Pay won't work, Instagram won't work, and really any recent big app coming out these days, yeah, it's Android 6. Sadly, this phone cannot be custom ROMmed, meaning you cannot put a custom version of Android on it, at least as of right now, so sadly you're stuck on 6. And as of now, you can get by, but it's starting to get a little bad with app support. Even Discord in this case, I'm running an older version of APK, it still works, but the most recent version of Discord drops support. I'd give this about a 6 out of 10 as of right now, and it's only going to get worse from now. Next up, we're going to test the camera on this device, and it was actually the best camera ever put on a Blackberry up until this point, and it might even be slightly better than the Key 1 and Key 2. Debatable, but it does look pretty good. It's an 18 megapixel Schneider Kreuznach lens, or optics. Probably pronounced that wrong, but that's the name of the camera. And I'll let you guys be the judge of how good it is with these following pictures. Enjoy. Camera overall is pretty good. I give it like a 6 out of 10. Just don't use it at night. I purposely didn't show anything at night because it's so bad. Anyways, onwards to gaming. You can probably throw any light mobile game at this thing and it'll be able to play it with relative ease. The only problem really comes in when you try to throw anything super demanding in 3D at it. Although, older 3D titles like Minecraft Pocket Edition, Run, and stuff like that, they work pretty well. Although the best thing this phone can do is emulation. Just think of any emulation app that has controller support and it should be able to take control of that keyboard. Now I'm pretty horrible playing Mario, as you can see, because I'm recording through a screen and trying to play it, but it's pretty cool. Physical buttons, not as good as a Nintendo DS, but it's pretty cool for emulation. So DS, Game Boy, just whatever you can think of. Overall, not bad. And next up, we test the main attraction of this device, and it might even be the reason why you want to buy it in the first place. It's probably the reason why most people want to buy it in the first place, and it's that beautiful sliding keyboard. The phone gives you a full display with the keyboard tucked underneath, which is different from like stuff like the Key 1, which always has the keyboard on no matter if you need it or not. I think this was a really unique form factor for this phone, the Blackberry Priv, because it was there if you needed it, but it was also not there when you didn't need it. You also had that on-screen keyboard, which was also pretty nice, and the keyboard itself, the physical one, it also had built-in stuff like the ability to back swipe to get rid of words, and the ability to do the predictive words. Overall, it also just felt really nice. A lot of people tried to call it mushy, but in my opinion, it's a nice sized keyboard. It's quite beautiful. It has a lot of features, and it might not be as good as something like the Blackberry Classic or some of the older Blackberry Bolds, but still, considering it's in such a small frame that folds, it's pretty damn fun. Here's the sound of it. ASMR? Maybe? And there's one final thing I'd like to touch on, and that's build quality of this device. It's something that people back when this phone was newer would honestly kind of bash, and that's mainly the back cover and the creakiness of the device. Now as for the creakiness, it's kind of a given considering the sliding mechanism, and it's not horrible, it's just kind of iffy. And also as for the back cover, you can see like a bowing to it, how like there should be like a coil or something in the back, but it's missing. So there's like some empty space there, so when you press it down, it kind of bows down a little bit. It's not a deal breaker at all in my opinion. What is a deal breaker for some people back when his phone was new though is that carbon fiber that looks like carbon fiber, but it's actually just a cheap like rubber almost. Very cheap feeling actually. Once again, not a deal breaker because in the trade-off you get that beautiful keyboard, but just something to keep in mind. It's something people kind of bashed back when this phone was new. And this all brings us to my conclusion and thoughts on this device. Personally, using this device as my daily driver for about 3 weeks now has been a pretty fun experience. Personally for me, I don't use a lot of modern apps. Really the only ones you saw that I use on a daily were in the video, like Pinterest and Twitter. Those do still work, and they work for me, so I have a pretty damn good experience with this phone. But I have a feeling that most people might not have the best experience because as I mentioned earlier, it's Android 6 and I'd personally never use like a banking application or something like that. And personally, there's probably going to be a lot of applications that other people use on the daily that just won't work on Android 6. So as for if you should buy this phone, you're going to really want to have a keyboard on your phone to basically make the purchase because it's a trade-off. You get that beautiful keyboard, but you trade off a lot of other stuff. Now, there's also other good keyboard phones out there. Now, once again, they're not made by BlackBerry themselves, but you have the BlackBerry Key 1 and Key 2. That at least runs Android 8. So, if you really want this unique form factor of the sliding mechanism, go for the Priv. You just need to understand what you're getting yourself into, basically, because the phone can be a bit tricky to handle sometimes, but I still have enjoyed it, and I'll probably still try to use it for a little while going forward. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed the videos so much. Sorry it's been a little bit since I made a video. I'll try to get them out at a better constant pace going forward, and I won't waste any more of you guys' time. Have a great night, day, evening, whatever time it is for you, and I'll see you in the next one. See you later. Phone goes up, phone goes down, phone goes up, phone goes down, phone goes up, phone goes down, phone goes up, phone goes down.